Hey, what's up, it's Joe? Welcome to my 5 Minute Friday for January 26th. So I'm just hanging out in my hotel room in Austin, Texas. I just had a really good breakfast with my friend Greg Kikio, and yeah, it's pretty cool walking around the hotel and running into random people. Lots of random friends in the data world are all here right now, and it's gonna be fun. Lots of events going on. The main part of the conference is tomorrow, and yeah, it's a good chance to catch up with a lot of people. Speaking of which, I had a great time last night hanging out with Juan Sequeda, Tim Gasper, and Santona Tuli. We were doing a podcast for the Cocktails and Catalogs show that John and Tim put on for Data.World. And the main topic for our 1.5 hour conversation revolved around outputs versus outcomes. And you can really frame this discussion as being there's a lot of work that you do. And this might be work that has value. It might be work that is a bunch of busy work. And those are the outputs that you do. A good example would be I'm creating a bunch of dashboards. And those dashboards hopefully are driving outcomes, right? But I think the nature of the discussion really centered around that. I think all of us see a lot of busy work in the data field. Again, I was kind of joking that lines of code when you're writing software is basically replaced by number of dashboards or number of DBT models that are in circulation these days. And and I also made a quip that if you thought about the number of DAGs or DBT models as children, you want to. I don't know if you're comfortable having about 1,000 kids, but I mean that's sort of what it is. You have to manage each of these things. Obviously, it kind of understates the how hard it is to raise kids, but I think you kind of get the point. I think we're conflating the ability to produce a lot of things with the outcomes that those things generate. And so this week will be interesting. A lot of the topics at Day-to-Day Texas revolve around some notion of business value, working with stakeholders, working with the business. And I'm excited to listen to some of these talks. It's much different than it was last year. I don't think that was the most of the discussions, but at least from where I'm sitting, there's obviously a lot of good technical talks, but this whole notion of outcomes and business value and ROI and all this fun stuff. And and in fact, one of my friends is going to give a talk on why business value actually shouldn't matter, and it shouldn't be what you focus on. I'm very interested to get all the varying viewpoints from a lot of people that I respect in the field, and curious to see where it goes. But I do agree with this notion that this year, 2024, it's about outcomes. We spend a lot of time producing outputs. I don't think that is what organizations are focused on now. And it's funny, I see some people on LinkedIn saying, the discussion on business value and ROI is trite. And I would say that, yeah, maybe it is, but this is how it probably needed to be for a long time. And in fact, that's always how it has been, right? For most businesses, it is about the outcomes. And so, I was talking to another friend, and this friend was saying that their company is going through a whole round of figuring out who they're going to be laying off, right? And so that whole exercise was reminded me a lot of Squid Game or Hunger Games or something like that, because you're in these planning sessions where it's you're going through your team and who you're going to be cutting, and layers above you, they're doing the same thing to you. They're having discussions whether or not you're going to be kept around. So this is where value comes in. If you're adding value, producing the outcomes, and hopefully you'll be on the winning side of those discussions. And if you're not, then unless you've been kissing up to your boss, best of luck to you. But this is going to be playing out, I think, in a lot of companies in 2024. I hope that a lot of the worst of the layoffs in tech are over, but there's no guarantee, right? Consumer confidence is ticking back up again, and hopefully people are spending, but that still doesn't give companies an excuse not to cut people. I mean, eBay, they posted record profits the other day and managed to cut a bunch of people at the same time. So, it's a very interesting time to be in tech. So, if you're out there, I would say just definitely be focusing on the outcomes. Focus on your obviously on outputs, but hopefully those outputs arrive at some sort of outcome that, again, drives the needle for your business. And again, it feels weird saying this. This is should be the basic 101 stuff. but I don't get the sense that a lot of data practitioners think this way. And so you should think this way. And I think you'll find that you'll be happier because you feel like you're really doing something for, quote, the business, and hopefully the business will do things for you as well. So anyway, I'm going to get to work. I have a lot to do today, so there's not going to be a newsletter this week. Might be posting, a follow-up article at my practical data modeling Substack. That's at practicaldatamodeling.substack.com, but no newsletter for my personal Substack this week. So hope you all have a great weekend. And if you're at Day to Day Texas, come up and say hi to me. We'll go hang out and maybe get a beer or something like that. So talk to you later. Bye-bye.